I may as well start with the least important of this trifecta of videos I'm about to be making. Okay then, so this first video, we're going to be solving this. This is a 2x2x4 for Rubik's Cube. I bought it a little while ago actually, but I'm just going to scramble it up, and then we can solve it. Now, this thing's actually quite easy to solve, and I actually managed to figure out how to solve it by myself after I learned a couple of 2x2 algorithms, because it's basically just two 2x2s just stacked on each other, and then you can start doing this. But this next video that I'm going to be doing is going to be, after this one at least, is going to be quite an interesting one, which is planning out Gyro 2. Which, I know people are probably tired of hearing me just talk about Gyro 2 all the time. But really it is interesting, because I literally just came across some things by FingerTech, and they've made a new version of Gyro. Gyro's a weapon sort of setup. And I'm hoping to basically design my robot around that. I'm also going to be making a new chassis for it. Actually, I might not do that, the chassis part today, just basically explaining it. Just because I kind of am limited in time, because there's a whole bunch of things that I need to do, because I also need to do electric... What the hell? Let me be Kurtzman. Kurtzman, the 1973 case, not the 1971 case, which is more well known. So this is the scramble that we are going to work with. It might look like it's already pre-solved, but that's not the case. So first, we need to basically get it into a proper shape, or for us to use it. Basically, we need to solve this inner stuff, or some other things to get these outer things solved. And that basically just requires us to, well, get a solve of the bottom and then the bottom again, which can be hard, can not, and sometimes it's not hard. All depends on how well I perform here. And this can be difficult sometimes, but I managed to get that down. This next layer is harder to do, because now you need to judge everything. Ah, crap. Okay, then. So for these, like, weirder cubes, I just prefer to stick with old reliable, as I like to call it. AKA, don't do anything too crazy, and you won't get messed up. Sort of like that. And then we're just gonna basically bet that it's done. And since green is the opposite, we're gonna aim for all the greens on the bottom. And I can already tell that I have two which are not going to be cooperating with each other. There we go. So now we get to basically solve these two back together, which basically means undoing literally all the progress that just took place. See? Yep, that's everything. Then we can just do all this. And there we go. So that's complete now. And now we just need to get all the rest of this stuff in. And this is actually quite simple for the most part. Look, we already have this all set, which you might think is pretty good, and it is, but now we need to, oh my gosh, quickly solve that dilemma. And this is really just a guess and check problem, which is not the sort of thing that you want to get stuck in, because that can seriously mess with you. Whoops. Ah! And this is just a matter of a whole bunch of moves until you can get everything to be cleared. Like, you're going down there, and you are, you are going there, since I cannot just that. And this will just continue for a little bit, until you can get it all solved correctly, which can take a little bit of work. And that's honestly the hardest part about this. In fact, it's probably actually not the way that I would have recommended it to be done. Especially since I don't think I've been solving this correctly for quite a bit now. But, yeah, I think that applies. That can apply there. That sort of thing. Yep, that applies. That means now all I need to do is do some random stuff until everything works itself out, I hope. In other cases, it might not be so lucky. And I swapped them to the wrong places. Okay, there we go. So that is the 2x2x4 by Rubixs, all done. And this has been another episode of this, whatever it is. So, okay, that's all done. I don't have too many more of these left to do. But anyways, have fun, and Gyro 2 will be coming up next.